Okay, this is the interior behind the glove box of my 2014 Toyota Corolla. And basically, I removed the glove box, and if you get it at a certain angle, it just slides right off of these hinges, this one and that one. And as you can see, there's where our cabin filter goes, and we got all this room back here. So I thought I wanted to install some additional electronic swag. And I thought the best way to do that was to install an accessory fuse block. So what I ended up choosing was the Blue Sea Systems fuse block, and it's this thing right here. And the reason I chose this, it's got this removable cover. Let me take that off. The reason I chose this, as opposed to something else, was that this had a negative block on here. So if you're running your power, you run your power here, you pop in your fuse for whatever amperage your device is using, and then you can ground it right there. And this is the ground. And what I used for that was the new Concepts wire. That's this stuff right here. This is 4 gauge. So I ran the ground through here, and I put some 3/8 inch split loom, and I also got some Tessa tape on it, and ran it down and around, and it just grounds right up here. I don't know if you can see that. But I figured, you know, the Toyota engineers were using this as a ground too, so this might be a good spot for me as well. Now the positive is down here, and it comes around, and here's the grommet right through there. And this I thought had a cap on it on the other side, and I tried to pull it off, and you can't really get your hand through there on the other side. So what I ended up doing was I poked a hole through it, ran a hanger wire with a small little loop, pulled it back, snipped it, and then I was able to get the wire through. Okay. And as you can see, these are my connectors. These are number 10 terminations on here with the number 10 hole. And what I did for all of these is, you see this is some heavy duty shrink. And that is marine grade shrink, and the difference with that stuff is it's thicker than the regular shrink that you're probably used to. That's 1/2 inch, and it has adhesive on the inside. So when you there it is. So when you shrink it, basically that glue also activates, and you know, you're not going to get any air or moisture in there, so you don't have to worry about your wire corroding. One of the nice things about this wire is that it's silver plated copper. Okay, so we ran that through, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. Oh, yeah, if you want to know how I mounted this on here, basically I took some .050 copper, which is this plating right here. I pre-drilled it, and then I drilled 2 little holes on the support member like that, and just pop riveted that on there. And to kind of get this away from those pop rivets a little bit, so, you know, because they were poking out on that metal plate, I just installed a couple of washers on all 4 ends, and just super glued them on there, and then just ran my screws through there. And it's pretty solid insulation. I mean, this is not moving at all. Can you see that? I mean, there's no flex, there's no shake to it. And none of these wires are moving. You know, they pretty much stay there. So let's go around the other side and take a look. Okay, on the back side here, I'll get a light in here, I'll show you guys. There's no real good way to get your hand through there. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but let's see if I can get a good shot of that. If you can see that. There's just no real good way to get in there and show you guys what it looks like in there. But it just comes out through there. And it's behind that strut housing. If you can see that. So anyway, the wire comes through, and I use these little these wire holders. There are holes already there, so it just comes around. That's the wire right there, and it comes down. And I drilled another hole here. I put one on there, and then I ran this right above the radiator. And we get to this point, and here, this is like the only real place that I drilled. Put in 2 screws, and this is a Stinger fuse block. And I'm going to put it like a 50 amp, big 50 amp blade fuse in there. Then the wire runs down alongside the battery. Put like a little grommet in there, and I left this on there a couple of weeks just to make sure, you know, there's no problems with it. I got no problems with the wiring. Things were moving around. And it comes up, it goes to the terminal. Okay, and what I did here was I just used a Dremel sanding disc, and I kind of dremeled that out so I could still use that cover. If you pop it off, there it is. That's a terminal connection. That is the shrink wrap, the marine grade shrink wrap, and everything was covered in 3/8 inch split loom. I didn't tape up the split loom. I could probably do that, you know, at a later point. I just wanted to see how it was going to work out. But you know, for all practical purposes, it looks good. It works. I haven't had any problems with it so far, and pretty soon I'll be able to, you know, start hooking up some additional stuff. So that's it for that for right now. Thanks for watching.